Hello viewers, here is a Dell computer screen. This is the second of the two computer screens I got out of the trash recently. This is the model 1901 FP. Let's take a look at the information tag. I don't know what that number is. It's got a little indentation there, like it's supposed to be there from the manufacturer. And there's another number over here. Oops. It is, it says made in China. Oh, great. I suspect that number, that 48P, is some kind of a date code perhaps, but I'm not sure how it decrypts. I believe these screens are from the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s. And these were really good screens. I'm very fond of this model. I like to use these with Windows 7. The first Windows 7 computer we had one of these screens. My grandfather had given it to us. I forget what the circumstance was. I think our other monitor broke or something, and then he happened to be buying a new screen, so then he gave us this one. And so it was used at that computer for a long time. And then I used it in my bedroom computer, which at the time was the Dell Dimension 4600, I believe. And then after that I used it in the computer room for a little while. And then I took it out of service. I still have it. It still works fine. It's got a ton of hours on it. But it was the same model as this one. So now I can do a dual monitor setup with these, which would be pretty cool. Definitely can do that someday, somewhere. Hopefully soon. At the new location, I'll have a lot more areas to put up desktop computers. I have quite a few of them here. I got 3 desktop computer setups here, but I could have like 10 of them if I had the other location. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. So this is a 19-inch monitor diagonal, and it's a 4x3, which I generally prefer, unless it's for videos. I'd rather look at websites on a 4x3. I'd rather look at emails, text documents, spreadsheets, etc., all on a 4x3 screen. And I think these are really good screens too. I think the image was very clear, very sharp. They had great coloring to them, and they're very reliable. The ones after this, a couple years after these, for a period of time, were plagued with very bad capacitor issues. These did not seem to be so bad. At least I haven't really run into it often. I think I've had one of these give out, which I kept as I want to repair it. But the series that came after this was pretty notorious for the capacitor failures. So this has, I believe it has DVI and VGA. Yes, it does. Let's take a look at the ports. It has DVI, VGA. It has the DC output of 12 volts for the sound bar. And then it has 4 USB ports. There's 2 here, and there's an additional 2 on the side over there. And then that this port here is another USB 2 port. That's the input, so that would be in, and those would be out. That just takes it's like a USB printer cable, very, very common cord. But I don't know if maybe the monitors didn't ship with those cords, or people didn't know what they were. I hardly ever find these monitors with those cords. I also very seldom find this series with the sound bar. I only have a couple of the sound bars that go with these. And that, of course, is the standard AC input to the internal power supply. On the back of the stand, it has the little hoop thing for putting the cords through. It's got the Dell logo in multiple places on the back. One of the things I like about these monitors is that it has a really good adjustment to it. Zoomed out all the way? Jeez. It can tilt down. It angles down a little, not too much. It angles back a decent amount. And then it can also go up and down by several inches. You know, so that's quite a bit off the table. And then it can go all the way back down. And it locks in place. Of course, it could sit anywhere in between. But the lock is really convenient for when you're carrying it, because otherwise, if it didn't have that lock there, you know, the stand would just keep coming up. So it also can turn like this, which I find kind of funny because it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. You know, for a 4x3 monitor, it does slightly, but you know, it's more with a 16:9 monitor that makes a big difference. But this really doesn't make all that much difference with a 4x3. But it's still nice to have the option should you want to use it. I guess if I was to do a 2 or a 3 monitor setup with these, I guess it's probably a 3 monitor. I would maybe I'd put one Verticam. Alright, so let's get this powered up. Got the testing laptop ready to go so we can check it. Where's my power cord? It came to me out of the trash with this VG, or this DVI cord rather, and this power cord. I've seen these before quite a few times. They're very distinct looking. I never really associated them with this monitor. I suppose it's possible that they could have shipped with this monitor. I would have expected them to include just a regular old black cable, you know, like this one that we see everywhere. Here's the other side of it. So I don't know if this is what it came with or not. Maybe it did. I'm just going to use this one for now. Okay, and I'll plug in the VGA cord. The testing laptop does not have DVI, so I can't check that right now. I'm going to plug in. I'm going to unplug it from the laptop so we can let it do its self-test sequence when the screen turns on. It's a very heavy screen. It's not quite as heavy as a CRT, but it's not that far behind either. And this is called cathode backlighting, so it may take a few minutes to reach full brightness. Okay, so it's plugged in now. It drew a little bit of power, then it stopped, so the capacitor is probably just charged up. Let's turn it on. Okay, there's our self-test feature. It's pulling 0.33 amps, 0.34 amps. And that looks perfectly sharp and clear. It does have, when it comes to motion, especially when it first comes on, there's a term for that ghosting that occurs there. I don't know what it's called. Oh well. So let's go ahead and open the menu here. Can we open the menu while it's on this? No, I guess I can't open the menu until it's getting a signal. So I'll connect it to the laptop now. And there it goes. The resolution of the laptop's output is not correct. No, that's not right either. I wonder what the resolution of this thing is. Should auto detect it, I would think. Oh, it's not getting it. 1336 by 768 is widescreen, so that's not it. Well, that's certainly not it either. Why is it not grabbing the right resolution? I wonder if we got a bad cord or something. There we go. 1080 by 1024. I wonder why I couldn't get that out of duplicate. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Well, we'll just do that then. Okay, so it's on. And this, I really like these screens. It's one of my favorite models. It is super sharp. The coloring is great. It's clear. The text is super readable. I really like this model of screen. And look at the clarity. It's fantastic. The text looks great. What just fell? I don't know. All right, let's see here. I think we should do a settings reset, just in case the previous user had messed with the contrast or something. Let's go into the menu here. These buttons are working very nicely. The buttons on the one that I have that I talked about before are very worn out. I don't really understand why. Let's just do a factory reset here. All settings. There we go. So probably the brightness is on 100 now, I think. Yep, the brightness is on 100 and the contrast is on 50. That's where the correct setting is on this one. I used to use this in the bedroom because of this. You can really lower it down quite dim at night. I've never used another model monitor that goes that dim. The brightness, I don't really find that it makes much of a difference. Oh, and this one it does. Yeah, I think that other one I have has a lot more hours than this one. The other one, the brightness control doesn't make a whole lot of difference. It looks terrible on the camera for some reason. Wonder if the brightness change will correct that. Nope, doesn't seem like it. Alright, so let's take a look at a couple of photographs. Looking at the Windows Explorer window, you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the glare on the glass, or what it's supposed to be. So that's there. In fact, we'll just close this because we don't need that anymore. In the last video, I tried to search nature photographs, and we got borderline pornography images coming up, so I have to be a little more careful this time. These photographs are looking better. Whoops. I don't know why that search before was so off kilter. Can we get this to be larger? There we go. I kind of wanted to compare it to the laptop screen. I guess we could do it this way and move it back and forth. Yeah, the coloring on this is much richer than on the laptop screen. Very nice. It's got good contrast. You know, and the other thing I like about this screen is I find the viewing angle is very good. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the camera, but like it's got a really good viewing angle. No matter what angle I'm looking at it from, even all the way over here, like it's still I mean, you can still see it. A lot of other monitors, like even this one, you can see the contrast almost disappears depending on where you're looking at it. But not so with this one. This is great. Has a great viewing angle to it. Very, very consistent no matter where you're looking at it. All right. Well, I don't think we need to look at any more photographs. The image is clearly fantastic. So we'll just go ahead and close this out. And I'll unplug this, so we should end up getting that self-testing again. And that's it. Great monitor at the great price of free.